Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Crypto Weekend Watch List with Amma Jamma and Jackal. How are you doing today, Jackson?
I'm doing okay today. How's it going?
Fantastic. Well, we have some breaking news for you folks. All right. I'm sure you saw it in the title of the video. Voyager, which is one of the top exchanges, has officially shut down all trading transactions, everything else just about an hour ago. This is pretty big news, especially coming off the trend of what had happened with Luna and the UST stablecoin. And then we had Solana last week or the week before was like $4 away from a margin call that could have really affected some stuff. And then we have the Celsius that had done some freezes on trading. And then we also have a little precursor to this story a few days ago. One of the big news stories with Voyager was they have a pretty hefty loan with FTX, and they had another company that they actually had a loan with Voyager that had forfeited their loans. I forget the name of the company that had forfeited
Three
their
arrows.
loans.
Three arrows.
Three arrows. Thank you. Well,
Yes,
we
they
are.
just went away. They
Yes.
just jumped
Mm.
ship.
So, Jackal, I know you were doing a little research on this. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so essentially, Voyager had given a loan out to Three Arrows Capital of let's see, previously disclosed loan of 15,250 Bitcoin and
Mhm.
350 million USDC tokens. So a ton of money, just an insane amount of money, and just about a few weeks ago, they just disappeared. They didn't take $350 million with them, but I believe it was just $1 million, which is still a ton of money. And they just disappeared. So now Voyager is kind of in the hole. Right now, they're talking to the British Virgin Islands, which is where I presume Three Arrows Capital was headquartered, like most hedge funds and investment firms in Virgin Islands. And so the British Virgin Islands is in the process of a court-ordered liquidation of Three Arrows Capital, which would fix Voyager's issue right now. But because their loan was not paid off, they're kind of in the hole, and they're not able to really run how they were able to beforehand. Sam helps. This is what platform or what broker? It's Voyager. Voyager. But so
Yes.
just crazy information. And it's we got low enough levels where people start to freak out with liquidations. We had the $14,000 mark was a huge number for Celsius. I don't think we could hit that. Before today, I didn't think we were going to, but I think now that we could, now there's a ton of fear in the market. But yeah, those are the facts with it. There are some rumors out there, some other things going on, but Theros Capital, some of their head guys ran away, and essentially Voyager's in a
Mm.
huge hole of over 15,000 Bitcoin and 350 million USDC tokens.
Wow. Well, Voyager, their native token definitely has felt the effects of that. They dropped about 8%, 8.5% in the last hour. Um, so that's pretty ugly in itself. I mean, this is the thing, guys. And I'll ask your opinion on this too, Lee, because I know you're an equities guy. With crypto, when we see situations like this, crypto in general is new-ish. It's not new, but it's new-ish. And a lot of these situations, like what had happened with Luna and previous liquidations in the past, when it was on a much smaller platform, crypto has become much more mainstream. So there's a lot more behind the scenes that does happen and can happen. Long term, when we have this is literally like a Webull shutting down and just
Yeah.
suspending everything. It's a large platform. It's comparable to it's
Terrible.
smaller. Yeah, it's comparable to Coinbase and crypto.com. And these are major platforms that are promoting our football teams and our basketball teams
Yeah.
and this and that. And you can just see this line of like this trickle down effect. I mean, long term, what do you guys think about crypto over the next year, say?
You know what I think. You know what I think about it. No, but I mean, this is why you need to have, you need to pass a lot of these protections for cryptocurrency. I mean, it's going to get out the platforms and the companies that just not able to do it and not safe to do it for us. So maybe Voyager is one of them. Maybe Voyager is a platform that's just doesn't know how to protect their customers and how to run as a business, and maybe with legislation passing, it's going to protect us as traders in cryptocurrency. It sucks that this has all happened, right? Because because that's really bad publicity. Voyager, one of the bigger platforms, like you say, now is having these issues. So who's next? So that's
Yeah.
why we need regulation, and that's why you need to pass something to protect us as customers, as traders.
Right.
I agree with that 100%. And a thought I have is in business in general, we understand that, especially when you look at the technicals. Companies aren't necessarily set up to make money the first few years. They lose money. They just want their revenue to beat their input to beat their output, but they start in the hole, this and that. And like the robbing Peter to pay Mary type thing. In crypto, there's like new depths to that because every crypto's intertwined somehow, whether it's Bitcoin that's like the collateral and everything's runs through Bitcoin, or the stable coin that's collateral. You've got like this two-pronged approach where one has to be stable for the other to remain stable. And we don't have that in the stock market. Apple doesn't rely on Google to be stable for it. I mean, of course,
Right.
it could affect each other, but it's not so reliant on each other where it's like a house of cards type thing. And that's the part
Yeah.
that I think really has opened my eyes, at least. And I've been trading crypto for quite a while.
How do you as a platform stop the, like, hey, by the way, you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't withdraw? I mean, that is crazy. Like, you
It
have
is.
new control of your funds, you have new control of your holdings. For me, that's a red flag. And I mean, imagine if Webull did, like you said, if they did that, how many traders would be up in arms, trying to get after the company, and the company will probably fold just because there'll be so many lawsuits. So I feel like, I mean, why Voyager? Why did they actually come up with that end result? I mean, that just makes them look even worse.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, go
So
ahead,
going
Jeff.
forward, what do
Oh,
they do?
I think at this point they're really banking on the fact of the British Virgin Islands government stepping in and ordering the court the liquidation process of 3 Hours Capital to at
Yeah.
least make some of their loan back. Um, I
I
I really
mean,
I really don't know how that process looks though.
one defense for crypto is in the stock market. If a company declares bankruptcy, if they made a bad loan, and I mean, you might still own stock, but you could see a stock go from $50 and then it'll open up after a halt down 90%, down 80%. So you do get these things in the market too, but when it's the exchanges, because that's where it's different. We don't have like a Webull native token. We don't have Webull stock we're buying. But we do have Robinhood stock, and we do have, but Robinhood's price of its stock isn't going to, at least hasn't yet, we never know, hasn't shut down the platform. You know what I mean? So crypto is so ever, and like Joe said, not your keys, not your crypto, and that's true. But the unfortunate thing is with most traders, especially newer traders on the crypto scene, that are used to trading stocks, you feel your stuff safe, same as Fidelity, same as Robinhood, same as whatever platform you have your stuff on.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
What about
it
Robin Hood, though? I mean, look, they restricted AMC during that whole
yeah,
meme, that whole
Yeah,
meme time, meme stocks. They restricted just a few stocks, and look what they had to go through. They had to go through Congress. They had to have
yeah,
hearings. They had to have fines. They had to have all this stuff, and that was just a few stocks that they restricted. So I feel like if Voyager's doing something like this, and I thought that the people have more control in the crypto world. Like, I thought there's not so much problems there when you're investing. But I feel like they gotta own up to it and probably have some fines or figure out maybe it has to go through a process like this,
Well,
so it doesn't happen again.
Right. Voyager is FDIC insured up to
Oh,
250K, but I
yeah.
don't know if like something like this, like a loan that wasn't paid back to them, like voids that whole clause in their deal or anything like that, because it doesn't sound like they have money to do anything.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
scary part, right? That's the scary part right there, that they're just burning their cash and they have no money. But you know what? I'm looking at the crypto right now because it's a 3-day weekend. So what do you think about crypto the weekend? I always love to play crypto on 3-day weekend, especially a holiday. And I saw Ethereum moving up a little bit here and Bitcoin's moving up a little bit.
I mean, well, it definitely affected Voyager VGX. I mean, we've got that chart up right now, but as far as as the other charts, I do think we could get it. I mean, XRP is blasting. I put alert out on this the other day. Some of these are looking really good. They're trading with the market again. What we wanted to see, where Bitcoin and we started trading separate, the market started blasting the last 15 minutes. It had a strong move, and looky here, I've happened to have Ripple chart up, which is a major crypto.
Beautiful.
So, but you could see it's pushing. It pushed over that VWAP. It looks nice here after a couple 5-minute candles. This strong. Simply scalping wise, I would look for a pullback to, like 0.315, something like that, and maybe look at a continuation. But let's pull up Ethereum and Bitcoin to really see where we're at.
Because they're pushing a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Crypto. There we go. So, I mean, is this, I mean, that would be one of the larger questions as we pull up this chart. One of the questions we all have and we all have to contemplate is, all these exchanges, like Joe said, all these exchanges, you don't own your crypto. You're borrowing the crypto from them. And it's the same, it is the same process to an extent as the stock market. Like, you have your stocks on Webull, you have to actually transfer them out if you want to move to Robinhood, want to move to Fidelity. But there's much more regulation in place where they could never just suspend your stocks where you can't take them out. And that's why what happened with Robinhood happened. And that's why there is some crypto regulation that needs to happen. The difference is crypto is worldwide. A lot of crypto is not US based. The creators, the owners, everything to do with it. And crypto is so intertwined with each other. That I think those two things in itself, for me, over the next little while, I'm definitely more bearish. I think Bitcoin tests at least. I think it dips below this box at least once more. This is my loading zone. But at the same time, a few years down the road, these type of bugs, I'm going to call them bugs. It's much more substantial than that. Could ultimately lead to much better systematic placement. You know what I mean? So systems in place. So, that's just my thought on it a little bit. As far as, are you looking at anything to maybe short or long, Jackal, if we get the nice setup?
I mean, about 2, maybe 3 hours ago, I was saying I'm not comfortable entering into either side of the market just because we kind of feel like we're in limbo. We're just kind of floating through there. But after what just happened, because there's some other exchanges that this has happened to, but it hasn't been as detrimental to like central exchanges like Voyager. That's a huge one that many US citizens use, which, not that we're better than anyone, but there's a lot of money in the US, and there's a lot of more news focused on Coinbase, crypto.com, Voyager, and Binance, rather than some of those other smaller exchanges. Like I know CoinFlux, some small exchange, they defaulted a couple of days ago. And it doesn't really impact the market that much. That's more of an effect of the market. Now, this, I think, does impact the market, and I would be comfortable into some shorts, just a speculative play on almost anything at the moment, and just playing it over the weekend. So it'd be something I go into light and probably pretty, yeah, just risky, and have my stops in place and
You
maybe let
really,
it.
you really think the Voyager news is going to play any part in like Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because I mean, they've been
Well,
around before. I don't know how.
yeah,
I don't know if Voyager was even around during like the 2019,
I mean,
2018. Maybe it was, but not as big. But do you really think that will affect the way Bitcoin and Ethereum move? The next couple of weeks, months down the road.
maybe not months, but I do think weeks, just because. Yeah, so there's a like Celsius. If Bitcoin, I can't remember the exact number, but if it drops to, I think, about 14K, they'll default on their loan. And that loan was already adjusted, so that way their liquidation number, I think it was 19,000. Their liquidation number came back down to 14,000. They just adjusted it, whoever they're getting their loan from.
Okay.
And so I think this sort of thing, with the central exchanges kind of being a little shaky, will impact, especially if we do hit that 14K mark and Celsius liquidates. I think we'll see a lot of people just being done with crypto. And I think FTX, they're going to skyrocket over the next year or two. They're like the guys behind everything, and they're just picking up companies left and right at the moment.
Right. Yeah, they got that rumor out there that they may try to,
Yeah.
sweep up Robin Hood.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they have a
It's really-
loan. Voyager has an active loan with FTX for, I think, like 650 million. So they're
Yeah,
just
I
like
think.
they're a gigantic.
Yeah, they have something with Alameda Capital, I think is what it's called. I have it somewhere over here in my notes. I just need to find it. But which I'm pretty sure is tied to FTX.
So for me personally, I just worry about the trickle down long. I didn't like Solana being very close to affiliations being margin called there. I think the sweet spot was 2250. There was going to be a margin call based off that. So to be honest, we haven't had like a true dump. The crypto market is definitely more reactive right now to the SPY and to the market getting a little bullish the last hour than like VGX. I'm definitely bearish on, of course, but like, so what I'm watching, like Compound, which has had some really strong movement lately. And most of the crypto does kind of look like this. Like I would like a Compound long if we can close like a 15-minute candle above 49.10-ish area. If we could get up into that area and remain on this trend line, remember what I said, that retest. So what we're looking for is this breakup above and a hold above this line, but the retest. So most of the time you're going to retest. And then that's where I take that entry to look for that bounce. On that retest, I like it above, like, anywhere above like 40, 48.50,
Well, Bitcoin
something
just
like that.
Sorry to interrupt.
Did it?
Yeah, 3-minute chart, it's up about 1%.
Yeah, it's popping here.
It's
And
the
I mean,
July 4th weekend, guys. It's now crypto trading time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I feel like the next week may be a rough week, but I feel like this weekend and into Monday, especially, just like the last one, didn't we have Memorial Day weekend, something like that?
Bitcoin was
it
very
played very
bullish.
well, very
Yep.
bullish in that time. So I feel like maybe it's the start of a nice weekend. Probably it's going to push over the weekend, and then maybe next week we dump off a little bit. But I think this weekend I'm quite bullish this weekend. And also, like, Solana has a nice trend on like the 4-hour chart. I mean, it's holding that nice uptrend pretty well. And I think there could be some good moves to the upside. I mean, you're bearish. Normally you're bullish over there, Jackal, and I'm bearish, but I feel like this weekend it could be the other way around.
Like all these charts have this level it's sitting at that it does need to get over. You could see this line like right here. And it actually, Bitcoin is popping over this line right now. So I expect a slight retest in this area here and maybe above like 50, like 19,600, somewhere in that area. If we close it open above it, could be a nice long for, I'm talking more shorter swing, some leverage trading, things like that. No, I'm not necessarily, Cowboy. I'm not necessarily saying run as soon as they remove the hold. Of course, people will be running, and I think it will it will hurt their brand in general. At the same time, I'm not sure what I don't have a lot of money in Voyager like Crypto Joe. My bigger crypto holdings are in hard wallets and different things like that, and MetaMask. I have a little bit in there. So I mean, we have our crypto challenge is indefinitely on hold. I definitely have that in there. But yeah, I mean, it is a good way to, it is a good time to start looking into that. Like Joe said, FTX finance, FTX is financially solid. I
Yeah,
mean,
so they actually 2 days ago, they gave Voyager, funds to
yep.
kinda 250 million line of credit, their Alameda Ventures, which is FTX's,
They might absorb Voyager. For all we know,
yeah,
the other end of this, FTX and Voyager are
yeah,
merged. I
yeah.
mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
Sam Bankman-Fried is gonna be the richest guy in the world if
Unbelievable.
Bitcoin goes to him like 500K,
Yeah.
he's gonna own all of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know what? I don't even know about him until recently. How sad is it for me not to know
He's
this
awesome.
guy? I just read this. He's more in the headlines now than ever.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
don't think everybody, I don't think we lose everything. Sorry, Lee, I did not
no,
mean
go
to
ahead.
interrupt you. Apologize. I saw this comment. I don't know. I don't think that happens. I think worst case scenario, it's it's tied up for a little bit and it is a buyout. It is
Me too.
FTX, something like that. And then you'll have customers for life. You know, if it is a buyout like this and that, and they save all the customers their this and that, like the customer base alone and the loyalty they would get for a move like that is just literally unparalleled. Yeah, the Voyager ticker. That's a good question. Well, we can't buy it right now because
Okay,
it's
OTC.
OTC.
Yeah.
I've played this stock a lot, up and down. I enjoy playing it, but 100%. This could be an interesting one Monday. That's a great question, to be honest, because it's already been decimated. I played this back, this little curl. We played a little short trade. I mean, this thing was trading at 30-40 bucks not too long ago. That's a good question. I mean, on the stock side of it, if we get buyout rumor news, if it starts to be, because I mean, we're all the way back to, just bare bones 2021 levels. If we get a FTX buyout rumor in any way, 100%, like a little speculative buy might not be bad. It didn't really fall out this last hour as the news hit the way you might expect it to. And we are sitting at this little double bottom here, the bounce. So for me personally, if we hold above that, that low of the day today, approximately at 27 cents, 28 cents level, I don't mind a little speculative buy pending good news. But if it's bad news, like it should be like kind of like you like a lotto play, like playing an earnings play, all or nothing. What do you think of that, Lee?
I think, yeah, it's basically all or nothing. I mean, you go
Yeah.
into it if it's down to what you said, dirt cheap right now, 2020 levels or 2021.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what you hope for right now, right? A buyout. That's what you hope for. That's what's
Yep.
going to get you some good profit from this level is a buyout, and maybe that will happen. I mean, like you say, Jackal, this guy's buying companies
Everything.
left, right, and center, right? So I feel like if anyone's going to buy it, it's probably going to be him.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's what it's looking like to me, depending on what happens with getting this money back, and taking that legal
I'm not saying buy
process.
it now. That's what's going to happen. This is
Yep.
speculative play, but we think if that could, if that could happen, and they do buy out this company, then I think they get a nice pump out of it for sure.
Agreed. And it is an OTC, so it'll be just something I watch as the market opens Tuesday. A lot can happen between now and then as well. So,
Yep.
so I gave you a couple levels I'm looking at. I gave you a Bitcoin level, and then COMP is another one. It's actually breaking out right now from what I'm watching. I had given you a price entry on that. So we have COMP. Actually, we hit entry. 48.50 was entry. If you want to wait and see a retest before you actually take that entry, by all means, that's going to be the safer route. But we did have quite a push over just the last couple minutes here. That was nice 1% or so push, which would be really nice leverage trading. And then Sands, the other one's just been taking off again. This is one that's been in quite the little trend. We had a nice flagpole, and we have this massive, massive bull flag shaping up here. We're sitting at the top trend of this. And if we could break up over this, we could get a really nice run. So on sand, of course, with a retest, if we actually break out of this big bear flag, or excuse me, bull flag here, I would say, you know, your safe entry is going to be above your VWAP, of course, you know, 111, something like that. But just keep an eye on this one as well. Sand is lately the gaming sector has been a little more hot. I've noticed. It
Yeah,
kind of
there's been a
shift there.
lot of good rumors from Apple's VR and metaverse stuff, as well as
Yep.
Facebook or Meta's VR and metaverse stuff as well. So pretty neat.
What do you
Yes.
guys think about Litecoin? What do you guys think about that one? And then is it Phantom? Is the Phantom the one I like?
Phantom, yeah.
FTM,
Oh
yep.
yeah, you play that one.
Yeah. What do you guys think about these ones and long term with these ones? Because they come, especially Phantom, came down to a nice level, I think.
I love Litecoin long term.
I do
particularly.
too.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about Phantom. I think that one's gonna
Yep.
be hit or miss long term. It might
Okay.
sort of be worth nothing.
It's a good one.
That's nice to know.
It's got the volatility. What I like about Phantom, and I talk about this with audio as well, and Sand, to be honest, those are the coins I love to play short term in and out, because you get in and they'll get that 10, 20, 30, 40% pop over a span of like 2 or 3 days, and then boom, done. And there's a list of coins. We kind of go over that in the Titan live streams. We go over those lists and give you a little idea of the ones, but there's a few coins that are really nice for that in and out push type coin. And Sand's another one. I like Sand more long term as well too, but Phantom's one of my favorite, where when you get a bounce off a nice trend line, it can have some really nice movement. So, and then Litecoin I just love. That's definitely a long for me.
It's come down to like these levels of like 2000 and I feel like 19 or 18. I mean, it's all the way back down.
Yeah, these coins have been absolutely rocked.
Yeah.
And
Like
this one even more.
if I'm someone that just missed the whole run recently, and I'm someone that wants to get into crypto, and these are the levels that I'm seeing, there could be some good potential to start buying positions.
I would agree, especially something like Litecoin, like you were saying. We have pretty solid resistance above $45, $46, that level. We've got some pretty strong support, not resistance, sorry, support. Like anything above 40. We're 51.90 now, so we're a bit up from there, but you know, so I would say literally my loading zone for long on Litecoin would be probably 47 and under, but 51 by all means is not bad. I mean, let's be real. This bad boy was over $400 at one time. And then the second push was over 320, and we've been over 120 all in the last year. So it's just something to watch long term for sure, and one of my favorites. And actually we've got this trend line here as well, this bottom trend line. With strong bounces on the daily. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. And if we do turn bearish here, watch for that bounce around $40, a little higher, and add a buy.
Nice. Thanks for that. That's really good.
Thank you. All right. Do you have any top watches for this weekend, either of you?
Keep watching those gaming coins, Storj, Sand, Mana, even some of the smaller ones like Illuvium. Was a decent sized one.
Yeah.
At one point.
What's the ticker on that one?
ILVM. Shoot, now I can't remember now that I say it.
Oh,
Also,
no,
I do like
might be ILV.
Mana. Mana's a good one too. Yeah, for sure. Just where it's sitting. Man, you can chart these things just like stocks.
Absolutely. And
I
that's
mean,
what I tell people.
There's more history now in it. You know, when there's more history in the actual chart, it's better to, you can definitely do a nice do a nice analysis of it now and do some TA. But before, you couldn't really do much.
Right.
But now we've got like a few years that we got this choppiness and support resistance levels. It's more fun to do the chart analysis with them.
Yeah. way more fun.
Absolutely. You know, I remember that the Walmart rumor last summer, Crypto Joe and I talking about that, and everybody's freaking out because I had a Litecoin alert out, and I'd put it out just a couple days before, and I can remember Joe and I talking about it on a Saturday morning stream when the Walmart Litecoin rumor came out, and I feel like it was this pop, but I'm pretty sure it was actually this pop here. Oh, maybe it was way back here. Could have been. I don't remember. It starts to all blend together. But well, I think we are going to wrap this up. We like to keep the crypto watch list short and sweet for you guys to just have some entries, some exits, and we will be back next week. If we have any more substantial news about Voyager, this and that, we could do a pop-up stream. We'll keep you guys posted on that.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Thank you, Lee, for joining us.
Thank you. Yeah,
It was fun
special guest
having you.
Lee's on the show.
Let's go.
Bye, guys.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.